Lillahi ta'ala. We're continuing here in the immediate knowledge so that we can finish the obligatory knowledge, meaning the most important matters of the obligatory knowledge, in a short time. And then, insha'Allah ta'ala, maybe we can go on to learn obligatory knowledge in more depth. And then maybe even perhaps go on to learn advanced studies. The author says the meaning of Muhammadur Rasulullah, but who gets those advanced studies, really who's supposed to get it, is the one who earned it, worked for it. Maybe sometimes we share some advanced information, yani, because we have it and we want to spread the knowledge. The author says the meaning of Muhammadur Rasulullah, Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, is that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, let's say this, Muhammad, son of Abdullah, son of Abdul Muttalib, the Hashemite, meaning the one attributed to the clan of Hashim. Because Abdul Muttalib is the son of Hashim. So Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he's the son of Abdullah. You know that. It's obligatory to know that he is Muhammad, son of Abdullah. Abdullah is son of Abdul Muttalib. So Abdul Muttalib then is Muhammad's grandfather. Don't mix that up with Abu Talib, the Prophet's uncle. This is Abdul Muttalib, Prophet's grandfather. The Hashemite. Who's the Hashemite? Muhammad is the Hashemite. Why? Because Abdul Muttalib is the son of Hashim, son of Abdul Manaf. Hashim, the son of Abdul Manaf. The Qurashite. Who's the Qurashite? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the Qurashite, meaning the one attributed to the tribe of Quraysh. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the Hashemite and the Qurashite, and Hashimi and Qurashi. Saying "ait" there because it's English. Because Hashim's lineage goes back to a man named Fihr ibn Malik. So Hashim is the son of Abdul Manaf, son of Qusay, son of Kilab, son of Murrah, son of Ka'b, son of Lu'ay, son of Ghalib, son of Fihr, the one who was nicknamed Quraysh, son of Malik, son of An-Nadr, An-Nadr, the son of Kinana, son of Kinana, son of Khuzaymah, son of Mudrika, son of Ilyas, son of Mudar, son of Nizar, son of Ma'ad, son of Adnan. Who's Adnan? Adnan is a great-great-grandfather of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I saw in some of the Orientalist dictionaries that they said Adnan is a legendary Arab. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Hashemite, the Qurashite, he is the slave of Allah and his messenger to all the creation. But wait, who's Adnan? That's all? Adnan's lineage goes back to Ishmael, Ismail, son of Ibrahim, son of Abraham. Interesting for you to know that what we just read through here, this lineage of fathers, is something that the people of the book are accustomed to. So when we read something like this, that's familiar to them. He is the slave of Allah and his messenger to all the creation, whether humans or jinn. All the creation, whether humans or jinn, meaning all the humans and jinn. That's what's meant by all the creation here. doesn't mean the animals and the plants. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's not sent to the animals. Animals are not accountable. They don't have any obligations or sins. Plants aren't even alive. And as for the angels, they don't need to be warned. They do believe in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but they don't need warning. He was truthful in all that he informed about and conveyed from Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And among that is the torture of the grave for some of the people and the enjoyment therein. Yani, we have to believe in this because the Prophet said so sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's torture in the grave for some people and enjoyment in the grave for some people. Who get the torture of the grave? The kuffar and some of the sinful believers. The kuffar will be tortured until their bodies decay. And if they were cremated, their ashes will be tortured. And after the ashes are tortured or the body decays, then the soul will still be tortured. Who gets the enjoyment of the grave? The believers. And the torture of the grave of the kafir doesn't stop. But the grave torture of a believer will stop. And then the rest of it will be reserved until Judgment Day, unless Allah forgives him. And what else? The questioning by the two angels, Munkar and Nakir, yani the interrogation. The angels come to you to interrogate you in your grave, Munkar and Nakir. They question the dead person after his burial, asking, who is your Lord? Who is your prophet? And what is your religion? And what else we have to believe in? The angels. So what's number two? The questioning in the grave. That questioning is conducted by angels. And we have to believe in the angels. They are accountable and they have souls. That means they're alive. They do not eat or drink or sleep. They do not eat, drink, or sleep. And they are neither males nor females, nor do they disobey Allah, nor do they disobey Allah and what He commanded them, and they do what they are ordered to do. And they have wings, and they have jobs, and the prophets. You have to believe in that. That's what the Prophet came with, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are male humans to whom Allah gave revelation. Male humans. So male means not female. So it's not right to say Mary was a prophetess or that MuHammad was a prophetess or that Eve was a prophetess. That's not correct sayings. The prophets are male humans, so it's not right to say that some of the jinn were prophets. None of the jinn were prophets, but some scholars said so. At least one. Male human beings to whom Allah gave revelation. Allah gave them revelation. Revelation is information from Allah. And Allah commanded the people, Allah commanded them to call the people to believe in God. And Allah commanded the prophets to convey the revelation. That's their main task. That's their top priority, conveying the revelation. In order to convey the revelation, Allah gave them certain qualities. Anyone, any prophet who conveyed the law of a messenger before him, he didn't come with his own law, then he is a prophet who's not a messenger. Any prophet who conveyed the law of a previous messenger, a lawbringer, any prophet who conveyed the law of a lawbringer, a messenger is a law-bringing prophet. The one who's not a lawbringer, he's a prophet without being a lawbringer, then we call him prophet, Nabi, prophet. But if he's a lawbringer, then he's a Rasul. He's a Nabi that's also a Rasul, a messenger. So David and Solomon, they were prophets who were not lawbringers. They conveyed the law of the Torah. Moses, though, he was a lawbringer, so he was a Rasul, messenger. He came with the law of the Torah. And Isa was a messenger. He came with the law of the Injil that abrogated the law of Musa. And Muhammad was a messenger. His law abrogated the law of Isa. So, then that tells you that one of the things we believe in is abrogation. Abrogation. It's called nasikh. Nasikh. Allah Ta'ala abrogates, that means abolish, makes no longer the law. Allah will abrogate the law from one prophet to another prophet. Or Allah could reveal a law to a prophet and abrogate that law for that same prophet. That happened to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam numerous times. And it happened to Prophet Abraham too. Don't you know Prophet Abraham was commanded to sacrifice his son? You know it, inshallah. So what happened? He went to sacrifice his son. That was obligatory on him. He had to. Was not an option. So what happened? He went to sacrifice his son, and right before he did it, the angel came and stopped him. So what's that? That's the law being, the rule that is being abrogated right there. No longer obligatory. And believing in the books, those that were revealed to some of the prophets, like the original Torah and the Injil and the Quran. But the Torah and the Injil, their original forms are lost. And also the Zabur. The only revealed book that remains intact today is the Quran. And believing in Judgment Day, when the dead people come back to life to be judged for their deeds. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. That day is 50,000 years long. 50,000 years long. في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. A day whose duration is 50,000 years. So, that's a long time. Yani, one of us is what? How old? 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. 50,000 years. Do you want to be standing there still? What if you were now standing up since the time you were 13? Since the time you were 13 or 12, you're still standing. You didn't get to sit down yet. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. You said, what happened after the torture stops for the believer? I don't remember learning. Question, how will the people be resurrected? Will it be in the age they die? Yes, it will be. The people come back to life like how they die. Yani, they come back to life how they die. Except that if you lost any pieces, when you come back, it's going to be restored for you. Don't know some of the details of that. What if you lost that hand when you were 10 and you died when you're 50? You gonna come back with a 10-year-old hand and 50-year-old arm? I don't know. If you lost a piece, it's gonna come back on Resurrection Day. And you're going to be coming out of your grave naked and barefoot and uncircumcised. And no one's gonna care about anyone else's nudity. That day is so scary. Everyone is too preoccupied with the severity of Judgment Day. And the resurrection, al-Ba'ath, which is for the dead people to come out of their graves and, okay, it's for the dead people to come out of their graves, which means if a person's body decayed in his grave, then on Resurrection Day, his body's going to come back together again. Then his soul is going to reunite with his body, and then he's going to come out of his grave, like however he died. You're going to come out of your grave. How old were you when you died? 50 years old, 20 years old, 70 years old? You're going to come out your grave like that. If the body did not decay, then it's just going to be the soul and the body coming back together again. But if the body did decay, it's going to be the body itself coming back together again, and then the soul goes back into the body. How does the body come back together again? Well, how does it fall apart? It falls apart by decaying. Yani, let's say not somebody eaten by the animals or something like that, not incinerated, just someone buried in the ground. So what's going to happen? His body's going to fall apart, decomposes, literally decomposes, falls apart, and then it's going to just scatter somehow. Like the animals will eat it and then defecate, and the winds will come, and someone's gonna come build the highway where the cemetery was, and centuries will pass, etc. Decades, centuries, whatever. Uh, but there's gonna be a piece left. One piece that's small like a mustard seed. This piece is from the spine. This piece will never be destroyed. No incineration can destroy it. It won't be smashed, broken, etc. From this piece, the body will start growing again on Judgment Day in the grave. Grow, come back together again till the person is whole again, and the grave will be tussling. وَإِذَا الْقُبُورُ بُعْثِرَتْ. And when the graves are tussling, and then the person comes out of his grave, shakes the dirt off his head, and comes out naked, however he died. Then if you are amongst those who are honored, Allah will clothe you. You will get clothing and you will be fed. Yani, you could be. There's three cases that you want. You want to be clothed on Judgment Day and fed and riding. Clothed, fed, and riding. You don't want to be still standing. Subhanallah. Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of standing. It's not sitting down. Subhanallah. That's one thing, Judgment Day, and resurrection is another thing. Yani, resurrection is part of Judgment Day. Judgment Day is when this event of resurrection takes place, as well as the other events we're going to talk about right now, like the gathering or the herding. This is when all the humans, all the genies will be gathered in one place. وَالْتَفَّتِ السَّاقُ بِالسَّاقُ. It will be so crowded, all these shins of the people will be mixed up. Because all the people who ever lived, ever, from the time of Adam till the end of the world will all be at the same time in the same place. Very crowded. And the genies too. And we have to believe in the presentation of the deeds. Al-Hisab. How will the deeds be presented? Your deeds will be presented to you in the book of deeds. And also, you will be questioned about your deeds by God Himself. When you hear the speech of Allah, Allah Ta'ala, the Messenger of Allah Ta'ala said, ما منكم من أحد إلا سيكلمه ربه يوم القيامة ليس بينه وبينه ترجمان. There is not one of you but that his Lord shall speak to him on standing day. And there will not be an interpreter between him and his Lord. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said, "Man nuqisha al-hisab uzib." Anyone who has difficult presentation of deeds, such that he is relentlessly interrogated, harassed about his deeds, about everything, not just his deeds, everything he did, then this one will be tortured. So you're going to expect to be judged on Judgment Day, to be questioned about what you do. That's why you're going to think about what you do before you do it. Because, Yanni, you're going to always ask yourself, this will save you so many times from something. You're going to say to yourself, do I want to be asked about this on Judgment Day? So if your answer is no, then so many times it's going to help you to not do something. You said, does that mean some people will not be questioned about everything? Yes, some people will not be questioned about everything. Some people, they hear the speech of their Lord and they are so delighted that if they could die of happiness, they would die, and they won't be questioned about everything they did. Rather, their questioning will be easy, their presentation of deeds will be easy, and they will go to paradise without more judgment than that. And we have to believe in the reward and the punishment, says torture here. Torture or punishment. Both of those words are fine. They both fall under the same number. Reward and punishment, number 10. We have to believe in reward and punishment. Reward is the pleasing compensation that the believer gets in the afterlife for his good deeds, without that being an obligation on Allah. It's a promise that Allah will reward the good doer, the good doing believer, not an obligation. And the torture is the penalty that the slave receives in the afterlife, causing him to suffer for the bad deeds that he committed. And the torture is two types: minor torture and major torture. Major torture is the torture of hell, and minor torture is anything else. That includes the torture of the grave. That's minor torture. And that includes the torture of when the sun comes close to the heads of the people on Resurrection Day. Like, imagine the sun is as close to your head as the ceiling over your head right now. How much would you be suffering? And you didn't die. You're still not dying from that. That's from the minor torture. And we have to believe in the balance on which the deeds will be weighed. Yani we have to believe in the weighing of the deeds. The balance itself is an object that we must believe in. It's obligatory to believe that there is a literal scale, a balance, one pole that goes up and has something goes across and it has two pans and it's enormous. And we have to believe in the bridge that goes over hell to paradise. All the kuffar will fall off of it, and some of the believers will fall off of it, and other believers will cross it successfully, and the believers crossing it, they still have different levels because some will crawl over it, and some will walk, and some will run, and some will fly. And those who fly, some will fly as fast as a bolt of lightning, and some of them will fly as fast as the blink of an eye. تَجْرِي بِهِمْ أَعْمَالُهُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ said, their deeds will make them run. So crossing that bridge is not by your physical strength. Maybe now you are healthy and top shape. This will not get you across the bridge on Resurrection Day. And we have to believe in the intercession. That's when some believers will ask Allah to spare other believers from the torture, and then Allah will spare them. Who are those intercessors? Prophets, angels, practicing scholars, martyrs, Muslim babies who passed away, and others. And we have to believe in hellfire. So all these things here, we didn't bring all the hadiths and all the ayahs for them. Rather, we need to complete the obligatory knowledge. So it's enough for us to name some things, say few things, make sure we have right belief, basic understanding of our religion, and move on. Then we complete this amount of information so that it will be a completed mission. And then can make a new mission. We have to believe in hellfire. And now, yani, which means the fire is going to have a big F. The fire. Also known as Jahannam, the pit of hell, or hell, Jahannam. And it is the abode of torment, the place of torture. And there Allah tortures kuffar and fusaq, sinful Muslims. Kuffar stay forever. They stay forever, tortured forever with the most excruciating torture. And sinful believers do not stay forever. It's still a most excruciating torture, but it's not the highest extreme of the most excruciating torture. So, what does that mean? It means you still don't want any part of it. It's not the highest extreme of the most excruciating torture, but it's still the most excruciating torture, meaning in that realm. So you don't want to have any parts of that, nor myself. The kafir will go to the bottom of hell and he will stay there forever, and he has the highest level of torture, maximum torture. And of course, amongst the kuffar are those still, they have varying ranks amongst themselves. But I'm talking about the torture of the kafir compared to the torture of the believer. It's much, much, much more powerful. That's a realm in itself, and then has ranks amongst them. And this hellfire is presently existing. That we have to believe that. It's not permissible to believe that it doesn't exist yet. That's going to be a bad belief. It's below the seventh earth. I already told you there are seven earths, one below the other. Like there are seven skies, one above the other. And paradise, al-Jannah. The word al-Jannah means garden. Garden. The word Jannah in Arabic means garden. It's the abode of bliss. Yani, the place of enjoyment. And also is presently existing. It is above the seventh sky. And what else we have to believe in? The everlasting stay in both of those, in paradise and in hell. So who stays in paradise forever? The believers. Who stays in hell forever? The kuffar. Who comes out of paradise? No one. Who comes out of hell? Believers. Then they go into paradise and never come out. And they never die. And they never sleep. Both of them. The people of the garden and the people of the fire. They never die and they never sleep. Never sleep. Think about just that. Never sleep. Want to be in hell for every waking hour of your life? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That's an everlasting life. A life that doesn't end. And you never sleep in there. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. And what else we have to believe in? And what else we have to believe in? We have to believe in the believer seeing Allah, seeing God. It's obligatory to believe in seeing God in the afterlife. Only for Muslims, though. Only Muslims will see God. So, who sees God in the afterlife? Only Muslims. Who hears God's speech in the afterlife? All the people, the Muslims and the kuffar. The believers will see Allah without looking into any direction. Yani, they don't have to look into a direction to see Him. It doesn't matter which direction they are facing. That's irrelevant because Allah is not in a direction. They will see the one who doesn't look like anything. They're going to see someone who doesn't look like anything. How they will see something that doesn't look like anything? Because this one who doesn't look like anything, he really exists. He really exists. So since he really exists, then he can enable you to see him. He has the power to enable you to see him. You shall see him. If you die as a believer, then it's guaranteed. So Allah will be seen without being in any place or direction. And without having a shape or a form or a color. And what else we have to believe in here? We have to believe in the prophets being impeccable. Very important belief. That the prophets are impeccable. That means divinely protected. They will never commit kufr, blasphemy. Never. It's impossible. And it's impossible that they would ever commit a major sin. And it's impossible that they could commit even a small sin that reflects low character. A small sin that shows the lowness about the person. Like a person stole one grape. He stole one grape. Or I'll give you another example. Or if a person stole a cat collar, he stole a cat collar. You'd say to him, "What's wrong with you? You, you think you're funny or something? Yani, dude, why would you do something like that?" So this shows low character. It's impossible that the prophets would commit small sins that show low character before receiving prophethood and after receiving prophethood. Yani, they were like that before they were prophets, and that's how they were after they became prophets. And physically, also, they are not repulsive. That's impossible. All of them are beautiful. But it's possible that a prophet could become sick. It's even possible that his sickness would appear in him that he's sick, but he's not going to become a hideous one. He's not going to become, yeah, repulsive or something like that. He definitely won't be like some people claim that Prophet Ayub had worms coming out of him. They said the maggots were emerging from his flesh. That's kufr, to believe that a prophet is like that. Because then that's like saying, that's like believing that a prophet is like a zombie. That's blasphemy. And the prophets are all intelligent. None of them are slow. Sometimes some people they need you to repeat something to them a few times. Those people, I need to be patient with them because there's some people like that. Yani, so I say that to remind you too. If you met someone like that, then just be patient with him. You tell him something and he doesn't understand. You think so clear. So, yani, if you're not patient, you're gonna get frustrated with that person. So prophets are not like that. Uh, so how many things did we count here? 18. I just want to take a look at that. Let's see. So, okay, took up about a page and a half, all 18 there. Nice, nice. Looks nice. MashaAllah. The religion of all of the prophets, salawatullahi ta'ala alayhim wasalamuhu, is Islam, for sure, with no doubt and no exception. Every prophet was a Muslim. Muslim prophets. Prophets are only Muslims. Allah said, وَمَن يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَن يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Whoever chooses a religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted from him. And in the hereafter, he will be among the losers. So this is a very important ayah for you to have. Surah Al-Imran, ayah 85. Memorize it. وَمَن يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَن يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Whoever chooses a religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted from him. And in the hereafter, he will be among the losers. You're going to give that to some person who claims that Muslims believe that you can be any religion you want. And they would say, we as Muslims, we respect all the religions. That's not true. It's not true. We don't respect anybody else's religion. That's true. What I just said, that's true. We don't. Because it's not respectable. is blasphemy. It's not permissible to respect blasphemy. It's not permissible. But there's a difference between respecting and something and being rude. So you don't have to be rude. Just because you're not rude doesn't mean you are respecting something. But somebody might say respect and they mean not rude. Maybe. Maybe if someone said, we respect all the religions, he means we're not rude to the people. Maybe. But if he means we recognize some merit for a religion other than Islam, then that's blasphemy. It's not merely wrong, that's blasphemy. So this ayah is the one you need. Very clear. Also, some people bring you an ayah like فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. That's Surah Al-Kahf, the cave. They say, look, it says, whoever wants, let him believe. And whoever wants, let him commit kufr. You say to him, that's blasphemy what you are saying. Your interpretation is blasphemy. Then you give him this ayah right here. He's not going to know what to say. وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. And whoever chooses a religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted from him. And in the hereafter, he will be among the losers. Or someone will bring you the ayah, لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ وَلِيَ دِينٍ. You have your religion, I have my religion. You say to him, this doesn't mean you can be another religion other than Islam, because it really means you have your wrong religion. I have my right religion. No religion is correct except Islam. Inna deena indallahi al-Islam. Indeed, religion to Allah is Islam. The first of them was Adam, the first of the prophets, the father of mankind. And the last and best of them was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Any question? Section. The best obligations. The best of obligations. The best of obligations is believing in Allah. With the right belief. Believing that He is unlike anything. And that He has the attributes of perfection. And that He doesn't have any partner. He has no beginning, He has no end. Everything needs Him and He does not need anything. He's alive without a body or a soul. He knows everything without a teacher. Whatever He willed to be shall be. Whatever He did not will to be shall not be. He is powerful and nothing can disable Him. Nothing can weaken Him. Nothing can cripple Him. And He hears everything hearable. And He sees everything seeable. Without ears and without eyes. And He speaks with eternal, uncreated speech. It's a speech that's not made of letters or sounds or languages. And He revealed books to prophets, and these books refer to that speech, the uncreated speech of God. Although the language in those books is a created language, but those words refer to something that's not created. Just like if I wrote the word God. Here's the name Allah. So we see A-L-L-A-H here. Allah. Do we worship this right here? No, we don't worship this right here. This is something created. this script, this is what I'm looking at. I see something written in black, some shapes, some lines and curves, which in my case right here is upon a screen. It's some sort of digital display, which is a created thing here. That's not what I worship. Rather, I worship what this refers to. This created thing right here refers to something that's not created, or someone who's not created. Just like these created letters here refer to someone who's not created. The words of the Quran refer to a speech of God that is not created. The speech of God that is not created. And that's true for all the revealed books. Yes, the name Allah has H at the end. Ha, or H, if you say it the British way. Allah, you have to say that. It's haram not to say it. Allah, because if you don't say it, you'll be perverting the name of Allah. That's haram. Distorting the name of Allah, and that's haram. And different people, they have different ways to say the name of Allah wrongly. So some people, and this includes Arabs, strangely, this is their own language, and they said Allah. That's haram. When you say it like that, you're dropping out two letters. There's an alif and a ha. Allah. That's how you say it. Allah. Allah. Not Allah. So that's haram. And some people, they say Allah. Allah. And some people, they almost say it right. They just drop off the ha and they say Allah. And it's Allah. Saying it wrongly is a sin, so be mindful. And among the best of obligations is the belief in his messenger to humans and jinn, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, according to what is befitting of him. Yani, believing in him like we just talked about, as far as the attributes of prophets. That he is impeccable like all the prophets, and that he has the qualities needed for a prophet to complete his task, which is to convey the message. And we should probably stop there so we can start this next section, examples of blasphemy from the top. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.